Hello there. So rhubarb gin, very exciting time of year for me. I am here honestly. Yeah, it's just so you can see really. You don't need to see me. Okay, rhubarb gin. Very simple to do. Nice little present and delicious to drink, trust me. Okay, so what do we need? We need caster sugar, which is powdered sugar. Yeah, if you're not from England or anywhere else in the world, it's caster sugar here. Gin, yeah. And this is just a budget brand. It's not anything special. And then rhubarb. Now we need equal amounts of sugar, gin and rhubarb. And then we need somewhere where we can store it for 6 weeks, okay? Now the rhubarb picked yesterday, and I've tried to get as much pink as I can, but even if I went for complete green bits, it'll still come out as pink gin. Alright. So I've got this all measured up. What we need to do, it's quite simple really. Yeah, okay, it could be quite messy if we had an accident. So I've put a towel down. Now this is good because of, you know, it stops the thing from getting slippy, not just if I spill something. Now I've got everything as clean as possible using the dishwasher. Also on top of the oven here. Now if I didn't have a dishwasher, what I could do is I could turn the oven on to the lowest setting. You can't see the oven, honestly, there's an oven there. And the lowest setting, then let it heat up, not to cook anything, because we would crack the glass and then we can let everything cool down. Now this is a cold thing, so yeah, everything's now cool. Now what I have here is also just a blunt knife. So I'm going to put the sugar in here. Now because the gin is cold, the sugar doesn't properly dissolve, so I'm going to have to stir it. And this is 1 pint of gin, 1 pound of sugar and 1 pound of rhubarb. So equal thirds, but I know this works for this size jar. Now you don't need a specialist jar. This one's, I would say, purely a fashion jar. Now if you do have a jar that doesn't leak if you turn it upside down, then what you can do is just every couple of months, well not every couple of months, every week, give it a little shake. So the rhubarb's going in now. Now you can see that there's quite a gap there. Now I could estimate and judge and top it up with one of the 3 ingredients or a little bit of all. I think I am going to just top it up with gin because I actually find it quite sweet, but yeah. And what you can do is you can test it to see if it's nice as well. So that's done. All I've got to do now, seal it and put it somewhere safe and mark on the calendar when I can take it out. But yeah, in a way it's all about prep, get everything as clean as possible and have somewhere where you can keep it, like a cupboard under the stairs or, you know, somewhere not too hot, not too cold, somewhere out of the way. Alright, so I'm going to put that away and I mark it on the calendar, but you could mark it on the jar. Alright, I'll see you in a bit. Thank you. Hi, so welcome back 6 weeks later. Yes, the gin has been sitting quietly in the dark and I have 2 types here. I have the gin with rhubarb in and then I have the gin with rhubarb and ginger in. Now you can do it with vodka and you can do it with Bacardi, white rum. So yeah, it's just, I'm using this. Now I've put a towel down because it's a messy business. Now what you can also do, oh yeah, so also here I've got a jug to pour into the bottles And the bottles have been washed as hot as I can get them, as clean as I can get them. And then you can pop them into the oven and sterilise everything before you pour it out. Now this is a must if you're going to keep it for more than a year. Alright, ours won't be that long, so. But I'm still going to do all those things. Now the bottles I've got are small pop bottles. Now this is because a few friends want them, but I'm not going to go out and buy them a whole bottle of gin. And I haven't got the facilities, the storage to do even more amounts. So I do a limited amount and they can get a little bottle of pop and that's it. Alright, but it really depends on you. Now, I've just opened this one up and it's like a little clip jar. And you can see that everything's in there. And I am very carefully going to sieve it out. Now, I'm very lucky that I have all the things to hand. You didn't see that at all. So I would also sterilise this. As I said, it's not going to be kept very long. Now, if I put that in there, I'm going to pour the liquor, the juice, into the jug. Now, this isn't very... see that this isn't very pink rhubarb, red rhubarb. You can, at the time I didn't use the really red rhubarb. Mine's a bit more green, but then mine's very, very early. So yes, all I'm doing is I'm not dropping the rhubarb in there. And come back to that. And then it's just a simple matter of pouring this into the bottle. Well, it's actually a simple matter of testing it. And yeah, I don't know if I should tell you this. So when I was down at the allotment, one of my old guys, he goes, "That's exactly how you make sloe gin." Now sloes are like small plums, and I think gin's made out of that to start with. And he goes, what I do is I buy the big plastic bottles from Tesco's, the really thick square reinforced plastic water bottles. Empty them out, get them as clean as... he didn't even bother saying that. He said, so I fill them with sloes, and then I put the sugar in, and then I top it up with gin, so the gin completely covers it. Now these bottles are huge, they really are. And I just imagined him in Tesco's buying one bottle of water and probably 4 bottles of gin to fill it. And then I turn it upside down every couple of days and shake it. And this is to get the sugar to dissolve. And yeah. And he's a huge fan. Well, I ought to test it, didn't I say? Now, it's very sweet. It's very easy to drink. I wouldn't be able to drink gin without a mixer in. I wouldn't be able to. I would need, you know, bitter lemon or something. Or tonic. Tonic's a good one. Now, this doesn't need to be pressurised or anything like that. All it is just a flat liquid. So we can use any bottle we like, and we could use plastic bottles. Now, so that's one bottle done, and then I'm going to screw it up as tight as I can, and I can leave that sit for 2 to 3 years. If I've sterilised everything possible, perhaps I shouldn't have tested the gin possible, then it's going to be fine. Now, one thing that I will say is a must. Okay, if you've got children coming in your house, especially if they're not your own children, you could say, don't drink it. Okay, you're not allowed to touch my stuff. But neighbours' kids, they see an inviting looking bottle of pink pop and they're going to go, I think that's mine. Okay, I'm going to switch camera off for a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish decanting this one, and then I'm going to decant that one, yeah? But I am going to talk about what we can do with this, because I know you're looking at it thinking, could you eat that? It's actually a bit like wood. Now, before, I have taken the sugar and gin soaked rhubarb, and I've had to use a blender, a proper mighty strong one that could do chicken blender, and then I have used it for crumble. Now I don't know the nutritious content of that. I can't imagine it's much, and any alcohol is going to be burnt off in the cooking, so you are just kind of getting fibre, which is a good thing. We should all eat more fibre, and we should all, yeah, sugar, it's got a lot of sugar in it, but I have done it. Yeah, I've got, is he a great uncle or an uncle? And I put them into plastic containers, and I've given him a bowl that fits these plastic containers, and then he can just dunk it in and put it in the oven. And yeah, I have no idea if he's being kind when he says he eats them regularly, but you know, that's what I've done. So yeah, it might be better to start with fresh rhubarb and just put a tablespoon of gin in it, okay? And then you've got the best of both worlds. You've got the taste, but you've still got the nutrition of it. Okay, yeah, got a little bit to do, and then I'm going to pop back. Okay, thank you.